This is Chris Medeos. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Medeos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. That will be down there in the description box. And I am here to do my AEW Dynamite June 21st, 2023 reviews. So here we go, discussing about tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite. Now we kick off the show with a match, a tag team match. It was Matt and Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys, versus Austin and Colton Gunn, the Guns, in a tag team match. So yeah, brothers versus brothers in this tag team match. This match, it was an okay match for the most part. Now, Jeff Hardy did took it careful when he was hitting the whisper in the wind. But yeah, but it's good that he took it careful, you know, because I hate when stuff like that happens, like what happened at Double or Nothing. But yeah, this match, it was an okay match for the most part. Now we see Matt Harding hitting the side effect onto Austin Gunn, and then he threw Colton Gunn over the top rope, and then he hit the twist of fate onto Austin Gunn, but Austin Gunn kind of took it like a stunner. Like, Matt went all the way down. Now I know Jeff is the one that does like the stunner version of the twist of fate, but obviously Matt was hitting the regular twist of fate. Matt went all the way down to his back, and Austin Gunn kind of like smacked Matt kind of while standing up and bounced up like he got hit with the stunner. So yeah, that's what happened there. Matt goes for the pin on Austin. 1, 2, Colton puts his foot onto the ropes. So yeah, he got the pin broken up right then and there. And then they kept on going at it for like a little bit. Like we see Austin Gunn rolling up Matt Hardy for the pin and stuff, putting his feet on the ropes, but Matt kicked out at 2 as well. And then Jeff Hardy gets tagged in. Jeff Hardy starts taking control of this match. He hits a that twist of fate stunner version onto I think Colton Gunn, one of the two, and then he climbs up the top turnbuckle to hit the Swanton Bomb. But then Austin Gunn pushes him off the top turnbuckle down to the mat, and then, well, actually not Austin Gunn, my fault. Jay White does, because Jay White and Juice Robinson comes up. Juice Robinson's distracting the referee. Jay White pushes Jeff Hardy off the top turnbuckle, and that's when the Guns hit their tag team finish move, that lift up flatliner onto Jeff Hardy, and then they pinned him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, the Guns defeated the Hardys tonight in a tag team match. That's what happened. And then after the match ended, we see Jay White lifting up Matt Hardy. He hits the Blade Runner onto Matt Hardy. They lift up Jeff Hardy with Juice Robinson, got some coins in his hand, and he punches Jeff Hardy upside the head with a left hook. So yeah, that's what happened there. Both of the Hardys got laid out, and then we see Ricky Starks running down. He's trying to help out the Hardys, but obviously the numbers is too much, 4-on-1, beating them down and everything. And then we see the AEW World Tag Team Champions, FTR, coming down. Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler. They're going at it with Juice Robinson, Jay White, and the Guns as well. But obviously, like, the numbers is just too much. But then CM Punk comes running down. He starts helping out, going at it with everybody. He grabs Juice Robinson, trying to hit the go to sleep onto him, but Juice Robinson quickly got off his shoulders and got out the ring. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then CM Punk grabs the mic and he says that he's not even supposed to be on Dynamite. He's a Collision guy. And he says that he got a challenge for them. And this Saturday on Collision, CM Punk, FTR, and Ricky Starks versus the Guns, Jay White, and Juice Robinson in an 8-man tag team match. So yeah, that's the challenge there, and they accept. So yeah, that match will be happening on Collision. But for the tag team match, what happened after the tag team match, I'll give it all 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. But up next, we're going to be seeing Jeff Jarrett versus Mark Briscoe in a concession stand match or whatever. So yeah, that match will be up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was a one-on-one match. It was Jeff Jarrett versus Mark Briscoe one-on-one in a concession stand brawl match. So yeah, they started off at the concession stands, and they was going at it and stuff, throwing food at each other, putting each other through tables and everything. We see Karen Jarrett interfering in this match backstage, right back there and stuff. And then eventually they come through the crowd, brawling and stuff, and then they make it to the ring, going at it, Mark Briscoe and Jeff Jarrett. But then eventually we see Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt getting in there, attacking Mark Briscoe and stuff, beating him down with Jeff Jarrett. And then Jeff Jarrett tells Jay Lethal to go over there to the table and just wipe it off so they can put Mark Briscoe through it. Well, then all of a sudden we see an old guy, which is Mark Briscoe's dad, grabbing Jay Lethal, which he was like disguised or whatever, over there at the Timekeepers area. He grabs Jay Lethal and chokeslams him through through the table, laying him out. He gets into the ring, hits a big clothesline onto Sanjay Dutt, and then hits another clothesline onto Jeff Jarrett. He goes over there helping out his son, Mark Briscoe, and then we see Karen Jarrett getting in the ring, hitting a low blow onto Mark Briscoe's dad, laying him out. Mark Briscoe gets back up and stuff, and he's going at it with Jeff Jarrett. He was trying to hit the J Driller onto Jeff Jarrett, but then he was trying to fight out of it and everything. And then we see Satnam Singh coming down, grabbing Mark Briscoe and hitting the chokeslam onto him in the middle of the ring. And then Satnam Singh was getting out of the ring, and then we see a bunch of people running down. We see Best Friends coming down, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta. We see Christopher Daniels. We see and then we see the Lucha Brothers, Ray Phoenix and Penta. So yeah, they come down, they're going at it with Satnam Singh and stuff. Satnam Singh was going at it with them, but then he starts getting taken out by Ray Phoenix, jumping off the top rope with a big crossbody onto him and stuff. And then we see Penta getting in the ring. Mark slaps Jeff Jarrett, and then Jeff Jarrett turns around. He gets hit with a super kick by Penta, and then he gets rolled up for the 3 count by Mark Briscoe. So yeah, Mark Briscoe defeated Jeff Jarrett tonight in the concession stand brawl match. That's what happened for that match. I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was alright. But yeah, then after that, we see pretty much John Moxley, Bryan Danielson, Wheeler Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, Don Callis, and Konosuke Takeshita talking backstage at the Blackpool Combat Club, and they was talking about how they challenged the Elite in a 5-on-5 match as well. You know, I think at Forbidden Door, I think it was, or somewhere. But yeah, they're challenging the Elite in a 5v5 match. And then Bryan Danielson was talking about how he heard that Okada is not there tonight, but he says that he's still going to go out in the middle of the ring and call him out. So yeah, that's what Bryan Danielson says. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was a 6-man tag team match. It was Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki versus Action Andretti, AR Fox, and Darius Martin in a 6-man tag team match. And this match, it was a pretty good match. Now we start getting towards the end of the match where we see Darius Martin getting tagged in. So he and Chris Jericho was the legal man for this match. Where we see Darius Martin going in there, hitting a clothesline onto Jericho, taking him out. And then we see Sammy Guevara getting in there, hitting a Spanish fly onto Darius Martin, laying him out. And then we see AR Fox getting in there, grabbing Sammy Guevara, hitting a spinning brainbuster type move onto Guevara, taking him out. Minoru Suzuki gets in there, hitting the Gotch style power driver onto AR Fox, which looked pretty nice. I'm not even gonna lie, that shit looked nice. Like AR Fox sold that crap like it was good, like very good. Then Action Andretti gets in there, hitting a punt kick to Minoru Suzuki, laying him out, and then Jericho hits the codebreaker onto Action Andretti, taking him out. Well, after everybody was taken out, then we see Darius Martin trying to take control of this match by trying to roll up Jericho for the pin, but Jericho kicked out at 2. Darius Martin climbs up the top turnbuckle and jumps off, but then he gets caught into the walls of Jericho, which Jericho locks it on the Lion Tamer onto him, making him tap out. So yeah, Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki defeated AR Fox, Darius Martin, and Action Andretti tonight in a 6-man tag team match. That's what happened. Pretty good match. For that match, I'll give it 3 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good 6-man tag team match. But then Jericho, we see Renee Paquette getting in the ring, and she's interviewing Chris Jericho and them, talking about how they did great by winning their match tonight. And then she was talking about Sting, and then Jericho grabs the mic and starts talking about Sting, talking about how everybody was so happy that him and Sting was face-to-face last week on Dynamite, but he said he was the only one that wasn't happy. But he says that, and then he calls Sting a whore, and then he pretty much lays out open challenge for Sting, pretty much, and he says, how about this? At Forbidden Door, it will be me, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki versus Sting, Darby Allin, and a mystery partner they're choosing. So yeah, that's what Jericho said. But then Sting and Darby Allin comes out, and yeah, Sting pretty much says that him and Darby Allin accepts that challenge, and they said they already got their tag team partner set up, and Jericho will find out at Forbidden Door. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff. But then, after that, we see Tony Schiavone and RJ City backstage doing like pretty much rolling the thing, and to find out who's going to be in the tag team tournament bracket, pretty much. And they said it'll be all announced next week on Dynamite. So yeah, that's what they said. But yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on AEW Dynamite now, before we talk about the segment with MJF and Adam Cole, we're going to talk about one segment backstage. Now we see Kenny Omega, Adam Page, and the Young Bucks, the Elite, talking backstage, and it was talking about how they accept the Blackpool Combat Club's 5 versus 5 match at Forbidden Door. So yeah, they accept the 10-man tag team match, but the issue is Kenny Omega is not going to be able to compete in that match because he got a match against Will Ospreay. So he said they got to find 2 more tag team partners, and one of them was Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston comes up and he says, you know that the only reason he's joining their team is because he don't like Claudio and he wants to get his hands on Claudio. So yeah, that's what Eddie Kingston said, and then he says that he wants to choose the 5th person for the tag team. So yeah, that's what they said backstage. But then we get to Adam Cole. Adam Cole comes out, and he was pretty much talking about his match against MJF last week for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And he says that that pretty much that he did not win the match, and same for MJF. MJF didn't win the match, and he says that he asked MJF for 5 more minutes, and MJF wouldn't do it. So he says that he's calling out MJF right now. MJF comes out, and pretty much he starts talking to Adam Cole, talking about yeah, it ain't his fault that Adam Cole couldn't keep up with the time and all that stuff for getting hit upside the head so many times. And he says that that pretty much if it wasn't for the time going out, he said he would have had Adam Cole beat. So yeah, that's what MJF said. But then Adam Cole pretty much trying to push MJF to accept this challenge for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, and MJF wouldn't do it. And then they was going, and both of them was going back and forth up until Tony Schiavone grabs the mic and he starts talking. And then Adam Cole and MJF told Tony Schiavone to shut up. So yeah, that's what they told him. And then Tony Schiavone said he got some important news because when he was doing the bracket backstage, he says the first names that came up was Adam Cole, and he would be teaming up with MJF in the tag team bracket. So yeah, that's what Tony Schiavone said. And MJF was pretty much pissed off. He was talking about, like, he said, y'all want me to wrestle every single week, and you're a damn pervert, Tony Schiavone. So, yeah, that's what he called Tony Schiavone. And then we see Hiroshi Tanahashi popping up on a big screen, and he pretty much says that he'll be happy to see MJF this Sunday at Forbidden Door defending the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, and he'll beat him and all that stuff. MJF gets mad. He said he don't want to face Tanahashi at Forbidden Door, and Adam Cole was like, so what, you're a coward or something? And then MJF finally accepts the challenge. So yeah, he accepts the challenge at Forbidden Door, and he looks at MJF and he says, yeah, alright, well, I'll see you later, partner, and he walks away. So yeah, that's what happened there. But up next, we're going to be seeing the tag team match. Up next, Orange Cassidy teaming up with Shibata to take on Daniel Garcia and Zack Sabre Jr. up next in the tag team match. So yeah, that match will be up next. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was a tag team match. It was the AEW International Champion, Orange Cassidy, teaming up with the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, Katsuyori Shibata. I think that's how you say the first name. But yeah, Shibata versus Daniel Garcia and the NJPW television champion Zack Sabre Jr. in a tag team match. And this match, it was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth and everything. These two tag teams was working pretty well with each other. At the ending, we see Orange Cassidy hitting a suicide dive onto Zack Sabre Jr. outside the ring, taking him out. And then we see Daniel Garcia locking on the Dragon Slayer, the sharpshooter, onto Shibata, trying to make him tap out, but Shibata fought out of it, locking on the knee bar and stuff, up until that submission got broken up by Zack Sabre Jr. And then Orange Cassidy gets back in there, hitting that spinning tornado DDT type move onto Zack Sabre Jr., taking him out. And then we see Shibata trying to lock on a sleeper hold onto Daniel Garcia and stuff. Daniel Garcia is trying to fight out of it, so Orange Cassidy tries to hit the orange punch onto Daniel Garcia, but Daniel Garcia ducks, and he accidentally hits the orange punch onto Shibata. And then we see Zack Sabre Jr. grabbing onto Orange Cassidy's leg, pulling him back, and then Daniel Garcia pins Shibata for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Daniel Garcia and Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Orange Cassidy and Katsuyori Shibata tonight in a tag team match. That's what happened. pretty good tag team match. For that match, I'll give it 3.5 stars as well. I'll give it a pretty good tag team match, though. But then, after the match ended, we see Daniel Garcia and Zack Sabre Jr. grabbing onto the AEW International Championship and stuff. And then we see Shibata grabbing onto it as well. And then Orange Cassidy grabbing onto it. And the announcement was made through the commentary team where we see a fatal 4-way match between all 4 of those guys at Forbidden Door for the AEW International Championship. So yeah, that's the match that's going to be happening at Forbidden Door. And then Daniel Garcia and Zack Sabre Jr. lets go. Shibata's still holding on to it, and then Orange Cassidy pulls out of his hands and walks away. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see Will Ospreay getting interviewed backstage, and he's talking about how he needs AEW to give him some security because of the freaking Wild fans trying to attack him in Canada and all that stuff. And then Don Callis comes up talking about AEW won't do that for you, but he says he got some personal security to watch Will Ospreay's back, and Will Ospreay's like, "Well, why are you doing that?" And Don Callis was like, "So you can have a fair fight at Forbidden Door." So yeah, that's what Don Callis said. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was a one-on-one match. It was the TBS Women's Champion, Kris Statlander versus Taya Valkyrie in a one-on-one match for the TBS Women's Championship. This match, it was an okay match. We see Kris Statlander hitting her finishing move, that Tombstone Power Driver type move, onto Taya Valkyrie. She pins her 1, 2, Valkyrie barely kicking out at 2. But then we start getting towards the end of this match where we see Taya Valkyrie taking control of this match. She has Kris Statlander sitting on the second rope and stuff as she runs, hitting that sit-out German suplex type move where she German suplex her off the ropes and stuff, sliding out of the ring. And then she climbs up the top turnbuckle. Kris Statlander climbs up there with her, hitting a superplex onto Taya Valkyrie, lifts her up, hits her finish move, that Tombstone Power Driver type move, onto Taya Valkyrie, and then pins her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Kris Statlander defeated Taya Valkyrie tonight, and she has retained the TBS Women's Championship. That's what happened. Pretty good match. I'll give that match 3 stars as well. I'll give it was a pretty good match between those 2 women. But yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff. But up next, we're going to be seeing who's going to be the 5th partner for the Elite and Eddie Kingston's tag team match at Forbidden Door. So yeah, that will be up next, I guess. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, now we get to the last segment of the night where we see Eddie Kingston. He's out there in the middle of the ring, and he says that the Elite left the building because he says that he don't respect them or anything, so they ain't going to stand by his side. But he says he does got a 5th tag team partner, but he says that him and Jon Moxley are friends, but he says they stand on separate sides because he said he's joining the Elite because he don't respect them or anything because he don't care about them. He says that he don't like Claudio Castagnoli. He said he wants to deal with them. But then we see Jon Moxley coming through the crowd. He gets into the ring and he grabs the mic and he starts talking to Eddie Kingston and stuff, and Eddie Kingston said the only reason he ain't on Jon Moxley's side is because of Claudio Castagnoli. So yeah, that's what he said, and both of them was going face to face and everything up until we see Bryan Danielson, and then Eddie Kingston was like, you know what, screw this, I'm going to announce the 5th tag team partner, and the 5th tag team partner is Ishii. So yeah, Ishii comes out, and then all of a sudden we see the Blackpool Combat Club attacking Eddie Kingston and Ishii. All of them, Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta, and Jon Moxley, they're all beating them down and stuff, laying them out, and then all of a sudden we see when we see Bryan Danielson grab the mic and he says Okada's not coming out. He's not coming out at all. And he says, since Okada's not coming out, I'm going to stomp Ishii's head in. And he was about to stomp Ishii's head in up until Kazuchika Okada comes walking out there. He gets face-to-face with Bryan Danielson in the middle of the ring. And then Wheeler Yuta attacks Okada from behind it and stuff, beating him down. He lifts up Okada. Bryan Danielson's trying to hit the Psycho knee onto Okada. Okada moves out the way, and Bryan Danielson accidentally hit the Psycho knee onto Wheeler Yuta, taking him out. Okada grabs Bryan Danielson, tries to hit the Rainmaker onto him, but Bryan Danielson ducks down and rolls out of the ring quickly. And then Kazuchika Okada grabs Wheeler Yuta instead, and he hits the Rainmaker onto Wheeler Yuta, laying him out. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good segment, though, to end off the show. But yeah, for tonight's AEW Dynamite, I'll give it 7.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good show. It wasn't that bad. I liked the last segment of the night. I liked MJF and Adam Cole's segment, but yeah, last week's show was a little bit more better. But yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good show though. But yeah, I'll be talking about AEW Collision this Saturday, Friday Night SmackDown this Friday, and Forbidden Door this Sunday. So yeah, look out for all that. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Bales, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box, and I'll see you guys later. Until then.